Hi, I'm Tracy Reynes, and you're watching Seriously Sonoma Valley. Welcome to Benziger Family Winery. So we're here with Chris Benziger at Benziger Family Winery, and where are we now up here in what location? Is this the Acropolis or the Parthenon?
Tracy, that's a great question. How are you doing, by the way?
Good, how are you, Chris?
So good to see you. We are on my favorite piece of my favorite part of this property, and we call it the Acropolis, but technically it's both. The Acropolis is the high point of a property, and the Greeks built their Parthenons on the Acropolis, so it's a little bit of both. So this is a cool little Greek structure that the prior owner built that we thought was so neat. We left it, and it's become kind of our unofficial symbol of our property.
Well, we see this image a lot in a lot of the marketing and
particularly for the Imagery Winery. But right in the center of our property up here on Sonoma Mountain, it's you can see behind us is our ranch. If you cup your hands, it's exactly what the property looks like, a beautiful bowl, about 85 acres nestled on the slopes of Sonoma Mountain, the volcano behind you, an extinct one, we hope. But it's created this beautiful, beautiful piece of property, and we're nestled right up against Jack London State Park. I know I'm biased, but I think it's one of the most beautiful wineries in Sonoma Valley.
A volcano?
Yeah, a volcano. Sounds exotic, doesn't it? But not like your Hawaiian volcano. This is an old one, but it's given us the most amazing soils. Think of geological lasagna. That's what this place is. Basalt, red aggregates, this stuff called welded tufa, which is a lot like an ash, and then breccia, which is lava rock on top, all layered. And that's really great for growing grapes. And particularly here, how we farm what's called biodynamically, which means instead of pushing nature out with chemicals, we invite nature back with gardens and other animals and biodiversity so that we don't have to use chemicals. And that way our roots can go down deep into the soil and take advantage of that complex geological lasagna that I was talking about. This way we get really authentic flavors. That's really what we're all about here at Benziger, is producing wines that truly reflect the place where they're growing. The terroir, as the French say. We have really good terroir.
Biodynamics?
Let me show you.
So yeah, tell us more about biodynamics.
So biodynamics is kind of what we're really known for up here at Benziger, and it's something that's near and dear to my heart. You know, we've been farming up here on Sonoma Mountain for over 40 years. And when we first came out here, this is back in the early 80s, we came here like everybody else, and we kind of put up our fences and cleared land and started to farm like everybody else. But we quickly realized that for this piece of property, it wasn't the way to go. We started to see a lot of erosion issues, and we had some phylloxera issues, and our wine quality wasn't getting as good as we thought. So we decided, instead of pushing nature out, we wanted to invite nature back in. And we discovered biodynamic farming, which is, think of it as like the Rolls-Royce of organic farming. And what we do is we invite nature back in an area called an insectary, which is what's behind you here. Mm-hmm. And we basically think of it as the eHarmony of the bug dating world. We grow a bunch of plants that attract predatory insects. They go out and eat the bad bugs. So that way you don't have to use any pesticides. And then how we fertilize is we have cows and sheep roaming through the property. And sheep are my little woolly weed eaters. They graze, eliminating mildew pressure. Then their little cloven hooves are tilling the soil, and they're dropping the fertilizer out the back end. And all this does is get those roots deep again down into that soil that gives this wine such a unique flavor.
Have you ever had to replant any parts of the property?
In the early days, we had to because we've had phylloxera issues. But once we started to farm biodynamically, no, our plants really started to become healthier, deeper roots, and they have a longer lifespan too.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How long is a typical?
25 years on average. Okay. And the most expensive thing you can do in a vine's life is replant. We maybe will get another 10, 15, who knows, maybe 20 years, twice the lifespan out of here. So this would be a much more economical way to farm as well if we can skip a replanting. But the bottom line is authenticity. We're getting the most authentic flavors we can off this property. And to me, I equate authenticity with quality.
Right. How many years did it take you to come around to the biodynamic principles? I mean, did you start it traditionally and then move? How long?
So it took us a while. It took us 10 years to chase nature out with chemicals. I called it spray and pray. And then it took us 6 years to cleanse the property. And that we got in 2000. And now we're going on 20 years of being certified biodynamic. And we were the first ones in the valley to do that. It was a rough road to ride. There's an old Gandhi quote. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. And we kind of went through all those stages, kind of bringing biodynamic into the forefront of agriculture here in Sonoma Valley. But now the entire county wants to go sustainable. So I feel like this method of farming has become not controversy anymore, but has become common, and it's how we want to farm in the valley because we want to all make great wine.
Yeah, so you guys have really been leaders.
We've been trying to be pioneers in this method of farming, for sure.
Yeah, well, you've done a good job of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Chris, tell us a little bit about the caves.
So the caves are about 20 years old too. We've been on this property for 40 years, and we realized that we needed to build some storage here, and we didn't want to build a big warehouse because that would have ruined the essence of this property.
Sure.
So we dug a cave, and it's a beautiful cave. It's about, maybe a quarter mile of cave underground. We store 2 vintages here, about 4,000 barrels. And it's way cooler to say wine cave than a wine warehouse, right?
Yes.
And this is where we do all of our tastings. And so the winery's open 7 days a week from 10 to 5. We do tours, and you can go to www.benziger.com and see all the tours we have. We have walking tours, we have VIP tours, we have all sorts of tastings, and we also have a sister winery, Imagery, located here in Glen Ellen, about a couple miles away, that also has some fun wines and a great art collection too.
Oh, great. Well, we hope to visit that winery with you someday too.
Please, let's do it. We'll go for another tour.
We'd love it.
But we have a lot of wines here, and we love to show them off and show exactly what Biodynamic does to a bottle of wine and how great it tastes. So I invite your viewers, we invite your viewers to come up here and see what makes this place so special.
Awesome.
I love it. It's in my heart.
It shows.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for watching Seriously Sonoma Valley. Please like, comment, and share below. And let me know where else you would like us to go to feature a local business or a person that's really interesting or special in Sonoma Valley. See you next time.